it Hex? I don't
It's
know if
me.
that's recording.
It's me.
Okay, Dan. We're gonna do it one more time. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to episode 93 of the KBMOD podcast. We have quite a large panel today. Joining us, we have the lovely Cheddar Chezz, who is here to tell us about his peyote drunk, weed-filled adventures across the United States.
Skrillex-inspired adventure.
Yes.
Skrillex-inspired adventure is what we're calling it now.
So we'll be getting into that in a few here. We have Hexadecimal as
Hello.
well here with us. The ageless wonder. No one's sure if he's 21 years old or 100. So
We're the Brazilian
4,000 years
Nazi,
old.
depending on who you ask. I don't know.
That's true.
Could go
Obviously
any
got-
way.
We've got John. We've got Brandon Volition, who's good to have him back. I don't think has Brandon been gone for 2 weeks or just 1
No,
week?
I was just gone last week.
It felt like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it felt like 2, Brandon. You know, and
Well,
of
appreciate
course
that.
Daniel at the helm over in the far left corner if you're watching us live, which you can do every single Sunday night at 7 PST, 10 p.m. EST, right on the twitch.tv/KBMOD channel. You can also subscribe for a measly $4.99 a month and get daily streaming content that is high quality and pretty great. So now that the infomercial's over,
Wow, Scott.
how are we all doing? How are we all doing this week?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too shabby, not too
complain.
shabby.
Just waiting on Devontae. Doing good.
Waiting on my boy Devontae. Show up with my fried ham.
I hope Devontae is female.
Classic crust, John? You going with the classic?
I go with the classic crust because Domino's puts garlic and Parmesan cheese all over their crust. So it's
Fair.
fucking delicious.
Yeah, I
Sit
do
down,
like the
sit down.
Domino's. Yeah.
There are some people now. I don't ask me how, but there are some people who prefer the old Domino's over the new Domino's.
That's ass.
Those
Yeah.
people are
you-
dead
you've
to me.
lost it.
Yeah, the
But
new
there's some
new
people that are
Domino's.
legitimately upset, and I still have never understood it. But all right,
I
well,
think people that have a really strong opinion either way on that probably need to get other hobbies.
That's fair also.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I mean, at that point, if you're really getting upset over a fast food chain changing its shitty pizza menu, you probably should.
But what if my entire YouTube career revolves around me reviewing fast food that I'm very passionate about?
Here's the thing,
I
though.
mean,
If you've already reviewed Domino's first generation pizza, you should be like, well, fuck, I got a new episode. I got to do the
Yeah.
second gen pizza,
That's
man. That's
YouTube
helping
money.
your career.
That's
but I'm
hotel.
upset.
That's next level hotel reviewer bro 91 shit right there.
Yep, right there. That's
I'm sure
it.
there's a 10-page forum thread on this somewhere, and there are
Oh,
people
sure.
out there.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
I'm just saying, those people, that there are probably better ways to spend your time.
All right, well, here we go. So, fast food pizza. If you're getting fast food pizza, what's the standards around for
All right,
us? What do you guys?
If I'm not gonna get something local that's good,
Yeah.
that's
Right.
actually good, I go Domino's.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Domino's has a chicken habanero sandwich as well, which
Yeah.
is unreal good.
And Pizza Hut's just vomit on a crust.
Yeah,
I can't
Like,
do
if you
Pizza
like
Hut.
Pizza
I
Hut.
can't.
Pizza Hut is like if you took a sponge that would use to wash your dishes, soak it in bacon grease, and then put cheese and sauce on top of it, and then tried to put it in your face, and then you just vomit everywhere.
You can't soak it in bacon grease if you're in California, though, because California, the entire state does not have bacon as soon as Nick Fenton rolled in.
Yep, it's over.
True. It is odd that
But
he's
there
there.
are alternative solutions to bacon.
The ham. Cook my ham.
Just overcook
Hashtag
your
cook
ham.
my ham.
Fucking overcook my ham.
Fry it. Fry it.
Alex,
I would go Papa John's.
Yeah.
I would
think
say
Papa John's
Vanelli.
was
I would
the-
go Papa John's with the garlic sauce.
With the garlic sauce?
Garlic
That's-
sauce,
from
yes.
my Domino's
If I
pizza.
had a Papa John's by me, that would be
Yeah.
my choice.
I
to be
do
honest.
usually. I would agree. I would say Papa John's. I would say though, someone pointed out. I haven't had these Pizza Hut breadsticks in forever, but Pizza Hut breadsticks I can fuck with. They're fuck-wittable. I can't
with them?
fuck. I can't fuck with the pizza there though. It's just.
But
it's-
but they got this cheese-filled breadsticks
Ooh.
at Pizza Hut as well, which are
Oh,
delicious.
okay.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
Okay.
You
Good.
fucks with them?
I could probably fucks with them. Yeah, it's been a while since I fucks with anything.
Not anymore. You're on that routine now. So
Well,
you
yeah,
can't-
no, exactly. I can't really fucks with anything. So this whole conversation is really bringing me down the path of
I went to the gym. I went
Even-
to the gym today.
I'm having dirty thoughts.
Did you?
About to,
I
did
did.
you? Did you lift?
Yeah.
How much did you lift?
How much did you like in total?
Like tree fitty.
Nice.
About tree fitty?
Yeah.
About?
Roughly-
About
roughly
420.
350.
I'm at about 420 now, so.
Mike chiming in with the Pizza Hut at Chuck E. Cheese is legit, even though it sounds like it'd be terrible. I do remember it being good, but I always thought that was with like rose-colored glasses looking back because I was a kid.
Yeah,
So-
but you were 9. What the hell did you know
Yeah.
about good
I
pizza?
want to know how recently Mike has sampled Chuck E. Cheese pizza. Is
Mike just hangs out. He just kind of
hanging
hangs
out
out.
there.
Creeps on kids'
Yeah.
parties.
Last Thursday, Mike had a fucking Chuck E. Cheese pizza. It was Billy's birthday party.
I will say this: the worst pizza I've ever had, ever, CC's Pizza.
Oh
the
god,
absolute
I've seen the ads for that.
hands-down
I've never.
It's
gone.
like a
The
pizza.
the buffet.
Yeah,
When you go
Oh,
see
so
Yeah,
them,
but they have
you're gonna
delicious
get
Caesar salads.
that's true.
a buffet for like $3.
We all left the buffet and immediately shit our pants, like 5 of us, just like
in the
instantly.
car, just
We
Oh.
didn't make it home. We had to stop. Like it was
That
that
is-
bad.
What are some chains that are like more local that we like? I wouldn't know. Like someone said Shakey's. I've never.
Doesn't
even-
matter because
say-
Vincent's is the best pizza.
True.
in Pittsburgh, Vicelli's.
Vicelli's
chain.
is kind of local, yeah. I think Vicelli's
No.
is something else elsewhere, but I don't know.
Here, their pizza's it's not terrible. It's not great, but like if you're gonna eat local shitty chain pizza, Vicelli's not bad.
Not bad.
There's gonna be like decent local places anywhere, but
The thing
That's-
about pizza is, even though we say it's shit, it's really. I mean, if you're fucking up a pizza, you probably are a danger not only to yourself but to society. But now-
even
that's
even
true.
bad fast food pizza is still all right. Like all
Yeah,
of it's
exactly.
edible.
Here's a good example. I think John has had this. I don't think anyone else in this call has had this pizza, but I think John has Antunes Pizza in Oakland, which is like
$5 for a
$4 or $5 for a large. It's essentially just pizza made on the cardboard in the box. But man, it's so fucking good. Like it's
Really?
obviously
I don't know.
they just
you
like,
don't know if it's good because you've never had it sober.
all right, well,
Yeah, you can't really say something's good if you are shit faced because like gas
Never
station
had-
hot dogs are awesome when you're fucking hammered.
You have never had Antunes pizza sober. Guarantee it.
come on.
Alex,
give
I,
me
and
some
Nick
credit.
Fenton, when we were here, ordered some Domino's late one night after some after just chilling out, and it was. I mean, literally, we were almost in tears, hugging each other when we were eating. They gave us these like crispy Parmesan bites. This was like way back when they came.
Oh, those are
like,
yeah.
3 months ago or something. And we were like, we couldn't even believe how good it was. We were hugging each other. We were shouting.
Was this the
it was
night
good.
that Nick Fenton had a philosophical discovery over the movie Jurassic Park with Alex?
Yeah. Yes. That's exactly the same night. Yes.
But
And yeah, they both.
They shared a bonding moment over Jurassic Park.
They did. They definitely did.
it's quite the movie to
So,
to bond
all right,
with.
guys. Well, thanks for coming out to the podcast. We've discussed pizza, and that was our goal for this week's episode.
Oh, we're good.
No,
We're
I'm
good.
glad I'm here. You know, I'm from Chicago where we have pizza, so it's good.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, thanks
We
for
should-
speaking up, deep dish.
Dude, Chicago pizza is great the night you have it. The next morning, it'll make you want to die.
I
Do
like
you
No,
think
it's
it-
not, you're just not conditioned to it. I could eat a whole one of those and I'll be fine. I could, you know, I might be 2 days before I drop that big pound of cheese out of my ass. I'm conditioned. It's just, you know. that's
This
just
has
how
been
it goes.
episode 93 of the KBMOD podcast, Pizza Edition. Thank you all for coming.
I bet everyone here is hungry now, though. Right now, it's
Yeah.
making me hungry.
Whole stream is
That's
mad right
fine
now.
because Devontae's bringing my pizza. I'll eat some for you.
Eating it in front of us. And
Fine, yeah.
I pray that Devontae is a woman.
I do too. So, in a little little side note,
a little tune
not because
Little tuner
well,
now.
so Chezz, we have Chezz on for a reason. We wouldn't bring him on otherwise, but we
Yeah,
have him on for a reason.
Jeez.
And
We bring Hex on for a reason.
oh god,
Yeah, that's
dude.
what I want to know. Answer that question.
Sometimes I just type his email address in, and I'm like, "Fuck, what did I
my
just
God, I
do?"
can't-
Oh my
Oh,
god,
shit, now I gotta bring him on. So I type that email.
God, I'm not gonna be a dick and tell him not to. But Cheddar Chezz, for those who
Brandon.
don't know, we have a site up. I believe it's up. I hope it's up after our outage the other day.
I hope it's up. I think it's up.
But he's going on a what, like 9,000 mile bike ride?
It's technically 8850, but that's not including all the stops. It's probably going to be over 10,000. It'll probably be
Yeah.
over 10.
So Sean, our webmaster, set him up with a blog. I just linked it in chat. It's findingchezz.com, Chezz. It is hosted on our site, but yeah,
Nice.
it's like totally separate.
It's
Nice,
finding
but-
Chezz, not fingering Chezz. Everyone seems to look at it and think it's fingering Chezz.
Well, that's also the website too, but I don't think anyone can go
That's,
there.
we bought that domain just to be safe, but no, I didn't buy the domain. You probably don't want to go there.
But he's stopping off at a lot of places. He's starting it in Pittsburgh and ending it at summer camp.
Yeah.
That's the
the
goal.
plan. So good luck to him on that. But how pumped are you, man? You start next weekend, right?
Yes, so I've been very pumped. I've been planning this for what, like over 2 weeks now, and then just kind of getting things together and thinking about what, you know, it'd be great if I could just hop on the bike and go, but I'm like, fuck, I have to be able to do maintenance. I need to know like where I'm sleeping. So
Yeah.
it's been I'm starting to like look at what the daily schedule will look like. A lot of people are like, you know, what date are you going to be in San Francisco or Seattle? And I'm like, I don't have a clue. I could stay in Pennsylvania for 2 days. I could stay in, Florida for a week. I don't really have a plan that far. But to be honest with you guys, about 3 hours ago, I was completely terrified because I tried to set up a tent on a hardwood floor. And I was
setting
so
up your own
fucking-
tent by yourself is fucking horrible.
The
But
first
see,
time,
it was
yeah.
fine once
He's got
I
a single
staked it.
man though. So
It was fine once I staked it. Like I went to the park like a creep where there's people running around with children and dogs, and I set up a fucking tent.
Probably like, why is this
And then I'm
posh
taking
looking
pictures of it
hobo
on my
in the middle of
phone.
the?
I'm like, yeah, I'm a man now. Yeah, it went much better once I staked it in the ground. So that kind of alleviated some of it. But
I once
You
had a
sleep on the side of the highway or something with your tent, or what's
that's
going on?
I mean that's the plan if he's I
no,
believe.
not on the side of the highway. The thing is, I'm trying to
Rest stops
like,
have areas.
when I go along the East Coast there, I'd like to stay like somewhere probably close to the water. There's a lot of camping sites and places, but all
KOAs,
those
man. KOAs are the best place to stay cheap.
Yep.
How much is this trip going to cost you? Have you even bothered to estimate yet?
We assume for the gas mileage, I don't get good gas mileage at all. If we assume I do the 8,800 miles, even though gas is cheaper around the south and more expensive elsewhere, that was supposed to come out to like $900. I'm doubling that and assuming that it could possibly cost me upward of $2,000. I don't think the entire trip with how I'm doing it is going to cost me even close to that.
You're not staying at too
gas-
many hotels, at least planning on it either. So
I'm not
that's-
planning on staying on any hotels at all. I might stay at one of the air bed and breakfasts where people like rent out a room. And,
Airbnbs.
yeah, I can get possibly raped, by a guy named Bubba.
That's cool.
It's all
to
part of it,
Pennsylvania.
yeah. But I'll be updating the website. Assuming every day.
Yeah.
Finally got my phone set up to do hotspot without actually doing hotspot. So now I have internet and we're all set because that was another worry I had today because AT&T is a piece of shit and I hate them. But
That's true. So you did get the tent up though.
I got the
You
tent
did.
up.
See,
and
I had a friend.
pitched my own tent in the tent. So
I had
I'm pitching a tent right now. You know what I mean? Sorry.
I had a friend who went on a canoe trip with us
And pinch a tent in the boat.
and got so hammered during the trip that we got to the campsite and he was so drunk like it got dark before he remembered to put his tent up, and then he was too drunk to put it up, so he just slept rolled up in his tent.
That's excellent.
I was
Holy
like,
shit.
wow, your life sucks. Is pretty much what happened.
Maybe
to him,
make
so,
better decisions.
Yeah. So
So, yeah,
I hope
was
you have a
supposed to
light.
borrow- yeah, that's another thing I actually needed. That's what I
get a
yeah.
headlamp. They're sweet.
My buddy is like goes hiking all the time, and he's an outdoors type kid for the past almost 10 years now. And he's like, yeah, you can borrow my sleeping bag, like my sleeping pad, and like this little gas stove, so I can cook stuff at night. And so I'm texting him. I'm like, hey, dude, when are you gonna be around? He's like, I'm in Ireland right now. I'm like, oh fuck, when are you coming home? I think he comes home the day before I leave. So
Great.
yeah. But yeah, because I kind of need a sleeping bag
Well,
because I'll be in Arizona or New Mexico, and then when it's like 30 degrees, I'll die, and then I'll thaw out in the morning.
Thaw out and become alive again.
One Chezz sickle coming
I
up.
know you. What's some major cities that I know you're in? I know you're hitting Austin. Gonna
Hitting
hopefully
Austin, I might
stay
actually
with
go to-
Capsar.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna meet up with Capsar. I might actually go. Chezz does Dallas. I thought that'd be a feature film. So, I mean, like I said,
That's a natural selection.
yeah, the map that's on the website, those are all just rough things. But I've never the basis of it was I want to go all these places that I've always talked about and never actually gone. So
Yeah.
I'm going to New York City. That's why I'm going to Miami. Texas, New Orleans. Vegas, the Grand Canyon. I'm hitting a shit ton of stuff. San Francisco, I've never been that far north in California. Seattle to visit Base Garrettson and hopefully get drunk with him. And then I'm going all the way into Vancouver to stay with Mr. Juicera and meet the KBMOD represent up there. But then I get to travel all the way back to the east. I'm actually really pumped. Everybody goes, that slab back looks really bad. I'm like, no way. I heard Montana's beautiful.
Montana.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous.
Yep.
So I'm actually really excited about that part. The whole trip I'm just stoked. Honestly, it's been in the
pretty
works for
amazing.
so long with everything that's happened. It just needs to kind of get here.
Very jealous. Very jealous
I'm
of you.
super jealous. Yeah,
So-
man. It's going to be a great trip.
So there you go, guys. You can follow at findingchezz.com. We're pimping it because I think it's going to be fucking cool as hell.
Oh,
to
absolutely.
follow the progress, and I hope you keep it updated. I hope you're.
I'm going to keep it updated. I was worried
So-
about the internet connectivity, and we got that settled, so we're good.
So there you go, guys. There's Chezz's trip, and now moving on to just a little piece of news that changed over last night, and we'll also say this at the end. But Brandon switched over our Ventrilo to a Mumble server. The voice quality, I will say, is much, much better already.
Yeah, the voice quality is better. The latency is better. Mumble has some cool features that Vent doesn't have, and it seemed like the majority of the response was positive for going ahead with the change. So we have a new IP for it. You can find it on kbmod.com/servers. Add it to your favorites on Mumble, and we're hoping to kind of revitalize the voice server and kind of get the community playing together more than we have historically.
So there you go. We changed over to that, and now finally, Scott, what are we playing this week?
What are we playing? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So what are we playing? All right. I'll go first. I haven't played much. Played a little bit of League of Legends, and that's about it. I've been watching. I got a hold of Kitchen Nightmares.
Oh God.
And I've just been blowing through all the episodes, and it just makes me so happy inside. That show's great. The British version I've seen before, but I hadn't watched the U.S. version.
I went
episodes
ham
that were
on that
Netflix.
on Night Shift for a while.
British
Yeah.
version is better. I wish the American version was similar.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like both of them. I do agree. I think the British version is better, but even the American one, there is something about seeing a British person just absolutely befuddled at the stupidity of these Americans. But it's the same way. I mean, it's really no different than the British version. People are dumb.
I just like that the
that are
British
dumb.
version seems like they edit out less.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
they
Makes
totally
the show
do.
that much better.
Yeah,
He can say
exactly.
whatever the fuck he wants over there.
Oh, I did play Slender Mod. Me and Lester played Slender Mod on
Is that the source
a
one?
Machinima live stream. Yeah, it's no, it's not the source one. It's just basically Slender, and they basically added bat sound effects and just a few other things. Very basic, but we beat the game twice in one sitting, so you know it can't be that difficult.
Right.
But we had some good scares. So that was me. What about you, John? What you been playing?
TF2 is normal. Some League ARAM and Battlefield Bad Company 2 because it's incredible.
Yes.
So good. It's so good.
I need to hop on that with you bros at some point this week.
We played it last night. I played it today before the podcast. It is
Still
one of the
alive,
best games
still a good
ever.
chunk of servers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
very,
can
very
still,
active.
you can still find a server. It's just so good. Like I was telling John, I have not had a game since that came out that has immersed me like that game does. Just the sound effects, all of it. I know some people think Battlefield 3 is better in that regard, and it was supposed to be, but it's just not. It just is not. Like Bad Company 2 is it is a more immersive game, and I was just sitting there for like 2 or 3 hours, completely engrossed in what we were doing. And I'm probably
awesome.
gonna play it after the cast.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That is awesome. Yeah, we're going to have a game night for that. We've been talking about it. We definitely will have a community thing, but you can catch Brandon on Vent when he plays, or Vent.
Mumble.
On our
Nah!
Mumble.
Mumble. Yes.
Mhm.
That will take getting used to. So, who's next? Scott, who's next?
Cheddar Chezz. What have you been?
Put the
When there's
10 up.
people online, I do not mind playing the Blopsy 2. I pretty much refuse to play that solo, but with
had a good
the
time.
newly found unemployment, League play is populated between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., so I can play with all the EU bros then. But other than that, I played a little bit of Source. We played 1.6 and we played Source on Thursday for my show.
0.6
and
was
man, 0.6 was rough. Oh god, 0.6 was rough. So, but Source is always fun. I just love going back to that game.
what you said about 1.6 was so true. You were like, I gotta get back in the groove of this, but realize that everyone playing 1.6 right now
has never stopped playing.
never stopped playing 1.6.
Exactly.
So it was just it was a slap in the face. I mean, I started getting it back, but Source, I don't know. The thing I really needed was to remove the crosshair gap, because I have that in Source where the crosshair is much smaller than it was in 1.6, and that always, I don't know why, but I always feel like that helps me. But yeah, those are the only two games I've been really doing. Otherwise, I've been spent all this time getting ready for the trip, honestly.
Nice. I guess Brandon, he didn't officially go, so let's.
Yeah.
hear it.
So I haven't had a ton of time to game this week, but I have tried to make the most of it. I played a little bit of League of Legends, ARAM, a little bit of Smite. some Bad Company 2, as I said. Actually, last weekend while I was gone, I got down on some FTL, which runs really nicely on just my Ultrabook, and so I was playing that at my fiance's parents' house.
You went down on some FTL? Is that what you said?
Said I got down.
Oh God. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes,
I
he
heard
went
something
down
else.
on some.
Same thing basically.
Either way, yeah, it's all good.
But I love that game and I love the soundtrack, so that was very, very soothing. And the last things I've played, I think you guys mentioned it last week, and they talked about it recently on the Giant Bombcast. But two of these kind of like simulation style games, Papers, Please and Cart Life.
Yes.
I tried both of them. I actually played I think all the way through Papers, Please.
Yeah.
And I just
They're not
started
long.
Cart Life. Yeah, I started Cart Life. I didn't really play a whole lot of it. But those are both very interesting experiences. That because they're both free, I would recommend checking out.
So what happened to you in Papers, Please? Did you win? Did you keep your family fed?
So that's the thing is, so I only played through it once, and I was kind of learning things. Like I didn't realize you could spend money on stuff, and it was just like your son's gonna die. And I was like, okay, that sucks. And then I continue, and it's like your son's really gonna die. So to say that I won no, my entire family died, and the game ended it. So.
Wow.
I don't
It's
know
not
that there is
funny,
GG?
but it is.
Yeah.
I don't know that there is a win state in that game. It's
Yeah.
just like the game is now complete.
Yeah.
But
You
it
go
was
like 9 days or something like that. I forget.
it's something like that.
It's a finite length every time. But
It was a really interesting game to play. Just sort of like a thought experiment almost.
Yeah.
And then like you reflect on it and you're like, that was kind of weird, and people actually have to do things like this for their job.
Yeah.
And as much as like sometimes I've had jobs or there are days where like you're doing things you don't want to do, it's like you just kind of got to remember that there are people doing stuff like that all day.
Border checking in a communist regime or whatever.
So yeah,
You
those
didn't
are
kill anyone at your job today, so you're good.
Yeah. Ruin
Yeah,
someone's life completely.
so those are really interesting. I haven't played through Cart Life, like I said, so at some point I'm gonna play through that and kind of that Cart Life seems a little bit deeper than Papers, Please. But those are both really good, and like I said, they're free. You can Google them and download them.
Yeah.
That's all I've been playing.
X.
This week, played a bunch of different stuff on Wednesday. What are we doing on my show this week, Dan?
Neverwinter?
Yeah, we played Neverwinter.
I've also been on that Neverwinter grind. It's awesome.
Chezz's first MMO.
I'm
Good time.
It's because it holds my hand and it holds my dick. That's all I need.
Right, and that's basically what you want. Anything that holds your dick, you're in for one at least.
Yeah.
So Neverwinter, as far as like a free to play MMO, it reminds me of WoW. It makes me as happy about a game for an MMO as WoW did.
Yeah.
Did some of that. Good times. Did some shit last night with Diction. We played.
Put a lot. GoldenEye Source.
GoldenEye Source for quite a while, and then we played. Well, they played Red Orchestra 2 Stalingrad, which I did not have and purchased while they were playing, and then they quit before it downloaded. And they did the same thing with Max Payne 3's multiplayer, which I purchased, and before it could download, they quit.
Well, at least you got a good single player game out of that.
Yeah.
So that was great. So while they were doing that, I played Binding of Isaac, and then we played some of the 4 Delta 1 Modern Warfare 2 community multiplayer.
I really want to buy Modern Warfare 2 just to play that.
Play
I
it.
seriously kind of do.
Just for that, because that is like Modern Warfare 2 is already, in my opinion, the best Modern Warfare game. And when you add the stuff that
All right, we're not gonna have this debate.
No,
right
it's better than COD 4, dude. Better than COD 4.
It's fucking
Get wrecked.
But
Get
anyway,
wrecked.
let's.
Anyways, so like to play it, especially when you play with a group of friends, like Nuketown was in there. Max and Renee played for a while. We had a good time, so I always have a good time with that game. So that was basically it. Just a lot of shooters, and then a lot of games that I paid for that I never played because Diction is a fucking asshole, and not even Diction. Gold Glove is a fucking asshole.
But I saw GoldenEye Source looks good. I actually went to download it while you were playing because I was like, I want to play this.
I played it Played it a long while
Yeah.
ago, but it was trouble
It's a
finding.
more mature mod now, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
I
was,
played it
like-
so early in its development. It was cool.
Yeah,
though.
me
It
too.
was fun.
That was the thing. Like, I hadn't played it in like at least a year, maybe longer. And I saw like Diction's name pop up. And I was like, "Oh, GoldenEye Source," and it just reminded me, like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about the game. Let's see how far along it's come." And then I
Yeah.
downloaded it and was like, then he called me and was like, "Let's play this game." So it's a lot better than it was. I mean, it's as accurate to GoldenEye as I remember, because you
Yeah.
can't jump and you can't basically do anything. But it's still fun. It's still fun in that like retro, like bad '90s but still good shooter.
This is
It's like-
that was an awesome game, no matter how you slice it.
Yeah,
That invented a bunch of stuff too. That game, but
that's
I-
like as close to Allied Assault as you can get as far as like solid old games.
I want to touch on Neverwinter real quick again here, because I want to ask Chezz, since it's his first MMO ever and probably his first RPG, really.
Probably.
So how are you liking it? Are you liking it because it just kind of was like, here's your skills and I'm putting them in slots for you, like in the beginning?
Here's your skills, and like, you know, when you leveled up, it gives you like, you can hit the U key and it tells you what you earned and like different things, and like now you're eligible to unlock these things, and it'll like,
Yeah.
essentially at the same time you can put trails on the ground to like lead you to, you know, if you have to go kill like
That's
five
the best part
orc
of the
something,
whole game.
It really
it
is.
won't lead you to each individual orc that you need to kill, but it'll give you the circle radius that they're in, which is
Right.
good, because if I didn't know that, I would have no fucking clue. And like if you go to fast travel somewhere, which is also nice, I guess that's not in like all MMOs, you sometimes have to run places or something.
Well,
But it'll tell you like you have missions or quests here, here, and here. So I could be like, oh, I'm gonna go finish this one, so now I can go there. But I'm really enjoying it. Me and Rockopotamus started playing it, and then you know I have quite a bit of time on my hands now, so I got like 10 levels ahead of him just by myself one day, and I'm like
The-
1 gold piece and 50 silver away from having a horse, and then I'll
well,
just be happy.
for
as a
those who
clown.
don't know, though, Neverwinter, and I didn't put this in the news, so I'll bring it up now. Neverwinter, there was a huge auction house exploit found, and
Already?
yes, and it was actually implemented, so they're having to do like a day or two rollback of progress, which sucks because I did a lot this morning on stream. I got a ton done this morning. But yeah, they're rolling back, and it really sucks for that game because the economy is the game basically as far as them making money. So the minute you know people who spent real money on it get fucked, like you know,
Devontae was a large white man, for those wondering.
Wow, really?
God
Wow.
damn it!
Would have never guessed.
Not at all what I was
Jeez.
expecting.
Yeah,
Smashing stereotypes with the fucking hammer, that guy. Christ.
He changed his name just to do that.
yep.
All right, Dan.
originally
What
born Bill.
about you?
Well, what did I play this week? I played Black Ops 2 twice. I played with Nikon Monday and played a bit with Chezz, and that game is it's fun in a group of people. I mean, it's just Call of Duty. It's just mindless shooting. It's a good time. I played a lot of COD 4 as I always do, and then I did get, because of our wonderful subs and people who support us, I was able to get Last Light to stream. And Last Light, guys,
You liking it?
absolutely fantastic through
Nice.
the 5 hours I've played. I've not beaten it yet. There are some ridiculously terrifying moments, Scott,
Yeah.
in this
Oh,
game.
jeez.
And it's
Great.
not like jump scare. It's just like
Right.
the entire atmosphere for like 20 minutes.
Mm.
Is just also there's giant spiders. So if you're not into spiders, those parts were I'm actually not that, like, you know, I'm not one of those people who gets freaked out by spiders, but these man, it was just because you can't kill them either.
Oh, fuck that game.
You have
man.
to use like a flashlight to ward them off because they don't like the light, and like
And it runs well, yeah?
oh my god, it runs well. I don't have an AMD card though, but they did put in a fix for that. They did also put in a fix for the FOV people who were worrying about that, because yes, it was horrible the first night. But I will say this: I also bought BioShock Infinite today because
yeah.
it was $35 on Amazon. It may still be
Yeah, I
$35,
saw that.
bros, if you check Amazon. $35 PC download, $40 on Xbox and PS3. But $35. That game is the smoothest running game the moment I launched it that I've ever played.
Oh yeah.
I played like I have actually seen like the first hour and a half or so because I watched Blacklight stream it. But it runs as smooth as I've ever seen a game play, and obviously it's amazing so far. But I've seen more than I've played already, so it'll be interesting once I get past that point.
You want to make sure you have the latest drivers if it's not smooth, because it's terrible on anything but like the latest
there used to be like really bad loading issues where it just dropped to like 40 or 50 FPS for no reason.
But I think it's going to be an interesting week playing BioShock and Last Light to completion probably this week. BioShock I'm not going to stream or anything, but because in my opinion, what I've heard of BioShock, as far as just acclaim across the board, people raving about it. Last Light feels that good to me already. Like it feels on that caliber. So if you were doubting it or you didn't like 2033 that much, Last Light is on a whole other level in my opinion. All the mechanical annoyances of the first game are fixed. Guns work.
Nice.
Like
that's good.
No,
that's
like in the
good.
first game, you could never really tell if your shots were registering or. It was kind of rough.
The
sometimes.
stealth mechanics in the first game were
they're
so
amazing.
frustratingly
They're
terrible.
amazing in Last Light. They're actually
Nice.
a bit overkill in Last Light, but it makes the game more fun to play for sure. So I mean, it is $50 obviously right now, and it's hard for me to ever say go buy something for $50. Go get this game. It's really good. And you can turn down graphics if you have a lower end machine, and it will still run fine. And it looks fantastic. I wish I had a dual card setup to see what that game looks like on full bore.
It's pretty awesome.
Because it is it looks amazing on like medium, which is what I'm playing it on. So but Last Light is pretty awesome, and I can only recommend it at this point. It's really good, especially with that movie fix. So.
I'm excited to play it. I'm probably going to wait if I don't get it through some other means till it's maybe a little cheaper, but I'm definitely going to play it.
I'm debating it.
It's really good. It's much better than 2033.
I guess I should do that
I
first.
got like 3/4
it's
of
a
the way.
direct continuation.
Well, several people told me if I hadn't played 2033, play that before you play Last
I
Light.
got 3/4 of the way through 2033 or so, and just didn't get through it. But this one has my attention fully. Like, I want to play it on stream fully because the stream is the reason that I have the game.
Right.
But I'm sitting here, like, right now even. Like, I would love to go play Last Light right now instead. Because it's just, like, it's that good. So, alright, guys, that is it for our games discussion. We're going to take a 2-minute commercial break and then come back with some news, picking up with Last Light right away again in the news. So we'll be right back. I need more water. Solid opening section there, bro gents.
Yeah, what was that, like
What up,
a 40-minute opening section compared to last week's hour podcast?
Heavily cooked ham is bacon. So
Confirmed. Actually, it was only 33 minutes, Scott. So it wasn't
That's not too bad.
Wow, dude, way to blow it out of proportion.
Okay, yeah, 40 minutes. 7 minutes will get you every time. Fuck.
So where is Nick?
Single time.
He was at IKEA buying stuff, and now he didn't leave he came last night with his friend Tyler, and we hung out, and then he didn't leave my house today till like 3:30 after his haircut, so he was way behind as far as moving
he's at
stuff.
Foot Locker picking up a pair of them Bron Slimes.
Probably now. Yeah, exactly. So he's mid-move into his luxurious new location.
Isn't he moving in with Rishi?
No, I live with Rishi.
I thought you guys were all living together.
Oh no, he's got a studio apartment. He's moving.
It's all he'll need.
Yeah. A hot topic. No, possibly with that haircut he may be. I don't know.
Yeah, you just gotta get the new Skrill album.
Do they? Yeah. Well, they definitely saw that at Hot Topic.
There's somebody in the chat called Nipnops1234.
Oh, I've seen that guy in streams before, and he was just like, I couldn't think of a name, so stole Dan's.
Oh, that Nick Fenton shirt tonight too. How did I just noticed that?
Oh, yeah.
I'm wearing that. Damn.
KBMOD.com/merch. Get your
That's
own.
right.
Get your own little shirt.
Get your little shirter.
Get Nano Strider on the podcast. That is my goal at some point.
Oh,
Talk
that
about
would be
his
amazing.
his creative vision for his
Well,
channel.
the best part of my week was going to see Monsters and Men, which was the best fucking show ever.
Should've
I love
mentioned
that
they're
band.
just sweet.
They're
So
just
good.
so good live.
I
So
did
good.
listen to their record finally. I enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
The whole thing's good.
Nice.
So, we're back from commercial. So first thing we're going to talk about, we're going to go right back to Last Light here. So earlier in the week, Jason Rubin, who was, I guess technically still is, the CEO of THQ, even though THQ is like just a thing, like shell thing at this point, put out like a statement basically saying that the guys at 4A Games, the guys who made Metro Last Light, who was like partially former Stalker devs and partially the Metro 2033 team, I believe, their working conditions, basically these guys, so we think of offices, game development offices, even like Zombie, where they have like, it's like cubicles at Zombie, but their machines and shit are like ridiculous, like, and it's like professional looking setup there, and places like Valve with the crazy, offices, setups, and they're all moving desks and all that shit. But no, apparently these dudes were sitting on folding chairs at card tables, and they had to smuggle in the high-end PC stuff to test things, like, into the country, just to be able to get it in, because they couldn't
That's
afford
crazy.
they couldn't afford like the VAT tax on the
Right.
hardware to bring it in, like. So
Crazy.
So then a bunch of people like called that out and were like, that's fake, like that there's no way that's true. And the guys at 4A said, yeah, shit wasn't the best, really. And they were working like 16-hour days for like a few months or something, 7 days a week. So, but pretty impressive, as I just talked about before this, what they got out. And I've heard of, I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but just the term crunch when applied to video game development cycles.
Oh yeah.
When it's crunch, it is absolutely horrid no matter what studio you're at, let alone if you have none of the comforts of anything. I can't imagine what these guys mentally must have been like at a certain point. Where exactly? Oh, they're Ukrainian. They're in Ukraine, so shit already isn't that great. But I mean, I can't believe that people. Someone, there's a video apparently that was why people were kind of calling it out.
They're saying sometimes the heat wasn't on and shit.
Still, regardless, what you can determine about this is it was no Valve. It was no Picnic making this game. Crunch was the reason. Go ahead, Scott.
No, I was gonna say, I agree. Like, obviously, if you're gonna make a game in Ukraine, you are sacrificing certain. I mean, Ukraine's not the most advanced as far as economically.
And there's no way those guys are getting paid that much compared
no, absolutely
to,
not. So that's definitely just makes it more impressive, and it's that underdog story now. People hear about that, and we're like, oh shit, like to put out a game. And I really like the part in the first article where it talks about how there's cutscenes made for games that have bigger budgets than the entire budget for Metro 2033, right?
Yeah.
From like a AAA like title,
right.
for like WoW or something like that. So
Who's their
it is crazy.
Who's their publisher?
Deep Silver's their publisher who published Dead Island, and they own a lot of property though. Deep Silver, but they didn't publish the first game, obviously. THQ.
Yeah, it was THQ game, right?
Yeah. So Deep Silver bought that up. I don't know how much this is going to sell. If my Steam list is any indication, it didn't sell that well, but you should support these guys though, because the game is really good, and I'm amazed, knowing how small and how small the budget was, that they did what they did. Is
Passion makes good games. Money
pretty
does not.
fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whether or not it was as bad as Jason Rubin said, but what the other crazy thing is all right, the studio's working for THQ, right? If you're THQ, wouldn't you want to know what the fuck is going on with your game that you're pouring like a few $1 million into? Like, and they said Jason Rubin only was the only guy in the company who ever visited the studio, and he only did it once or twice. Like,
I mean, it is the Ukraine. I mean, I can't.
But at the same time, it seems like Give them the money, give them the budget, tell them what you expect, and then
Right.
get it done.
Yeah,
They don't.
I mean, he doesn't.
It's not their concern.
I'm betting you like Kotick doesn't go to the office.
Oh,
99% of, I mean, like Jason Rubin has always seemed like he
Dude,
was a
do
good
you know
dude.
how much it costs to feed a hell beast to ride into the office if you're Bobby Kotick? Like,
Yeah.
you can't afford that shit, man. Even for him.
But I mean, I don't know. Once you've played Last Light or go back and watch the VODs we have, like truly amazing that those guys, in less than ideal conditions, did what they did with that game. The whole town when you come into a town, that game is voice acted. The whole thing, every single person you can go up and talk to them. Stuff like that,
awesome.
which you wouldn't necessarily see all the time. But they wanted to make it a living, breathing place, and they succeeded even with that budget. So, pretty impressive from them. And I hope the game sells. I hope they at least recoup something there. So,
I think it's one of those games you can feel good purchasing because it's like
Right.
you're buying a game that clearly people made in non-ideal working conditions, and to put something of that quality out is pretty impressive.
also, I didn't mention this. There is a sweet lap dance with some physics titties. So, there you go.
Really?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
are the
Did
you
graphics?
stream
'Cause I
that?
know that the original 2033,
Graphics are fantastic. So,
that game was a machine eater.
yep. So is this
the
one.
graphics have
If
been
you
praised
want.
universally as like incredible.
And there's also a second nude scene, which I haven't gotten to yet, but it's a cutscene. So the
Sorry.
lap dance is optional, but I made damn sure to get one.
I'm not gonna wait till I can purchase the game. I'm just gonna YouTube that moment. Let's see. Lap dance scene.
Metro.
20.
I said immediately when it came out, I was like, well, there goes the Twitch partnership. There it is. All gone.
Oh, man.
But, all right, moving on. There isn't much news right now because of E3 and, of course, Xbox on Tuesday. I believe it's Tuesday. Microsoft taking up the whole day. So, next up, a very cool thing and a very Valve thing has happened with Team Fortress 2 receiving its latest update. And John has probably played since the update, but it's like...
I have like 90% of the hats.
It's like a shitload of hats, but it's all community made. The whole update is community made shit, which I don't know that that's ever been done before.
It hasn't. Not in TF2 anyway.
I mean, that's crazy. Yes, it is mostly hats, but
It's pretty much all hats and things that drop crates for the entire server.
yeah. So, pretty cool. Robotic Boogaloo, that's the name of it. So,
What a name.
but yes, so that happened. So if you're a TF2 person or if you just collect hats, go get them. But next up, another piece of Valve news. Steam trading cards is in beta, and I got in the beta. Basically, it's just a gamification of Steam itself. But unfortunately, the only games included right now are like, at least
Valve
since I checked
games?
the other day, the Valve titles, the big Valve titles, and Don't Starve. Don't Starve is like randomly in there. But you can win, you can make trading cards and eventually like buy DLC for games with them, which is kind of cool because then it'd be free. But overall, I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens with it. Getting the cards crafted is insane, though, at least from what I can see.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have some really heavy tie-in with Dota 2. I feel like everything Valve is doing as far as this kind of stuff, I feel like there's going to be some sort of Dota 2 tie-in that's going to make them another $10 million.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that happened. I have beta invites, which I might give out this week during stream if Steam people want on. So I think everyone who got in got like 3 more invites or something. And you can just join the Steam group too. Forget the exact name of it. I think it's just called Steam Trading Cards, and they'll send out stuff. So moving on to another quick piece, The Swapper, a game we highlighted from PAX East, and it is an awesome little 2D puzzle game. Amazing music in it, amazing atmosphere. It was supposed to come out at the end of April, like right after, and actually, first release date was like April beginning, right after PAX. Then it got moved back to end, and now it is officially though May 30th. It'll be like a $10 game, I would guess, maybe 15. But it is coming directly to Steam. You don't need to greenlight it or anything like that. So the game looks awesome. So I would highly recommend it. And
I'll definitely be purchasing that game. That was my favorite thing I played at PAX.
So are we talking about this next thing, Brandon, or are we just going into this Nintendo business?
Oh God.
You can talk Nintendo.
Yeah, let's talk Nintendo, because I don't even know.
We can talk about how Nintendo doesn't understand the internet.
So, for those who don't know, and not that it affects the PC a whole lot, but it does affect us as people who stream and people who make YouTube videos every 6 or 7 months.
And people involved with KBMOD.
So, yes, and Blacklight Attack, our friend Blacklight Attack, who has the top Pokemon videos on YouTube. He hasn't been claimed yet, amazingly, although I think his first Pokemon one is like 500k views or something. But, it could flirt Man Bob, but I doubt they will go that far. But as far as what Nintendo is doing, they are claiming all ad revenue on videos of Let's Play. I think it's Let's Plays only, or 10 minutes or longer, or something like that. I believe there's a specification. Nintendo has been... The Wii U sucks. Let's just be straight up there. I'm not bitching.
The
it's
Wii
just,
sucks.
There's no point to the Wii U.
Well, the Wii is at least semi-amusing because it's really easy to crack and play good Nintendo games.
Plus,
on.
I can bowl on it, and that's fine.
Right.
No, the Wii is good because everyone likes Wii Sports, and it's like, I'll pay a couple $100 to have that in my living room when people come over.
Yeah.
Well,
But the Wii U is not that system.
No. The Wii U, this is the whole thing. Nintendo, right when the Wii U came out, it should have tipped everyone off that Nintendo just doesn't understand just really anything. Because
why is that?
Marketing,
Why?
mostly, but...
Well, they're a very traditional Japanese company, and this news comes hot on the heels off of them patching a game on the 3DS that inadvertently allowed same-sex marriage, and they're like, whoa! We gotta just strike that shit down, and they literally patched a 3DS title. They're like, nope, dudes can't marry dudes anymore because Japan.
The phrasing of when you could marry another dude was... The patch said something like, patched out, strange relations. I think is what it said.
It was abnormal relationships that can occur.
Oh man, Nintendo not making any friends anywhere.
So what I'm saying about the Wii U though is when it came out, no one knew what it was. People were like, "This isn't a new system." When I saw it the first time, I was like, "Oh, it's like a companion controller to the current Wii."
Right.
That's what I thought it was. No, it's a whole new system. It turns out, nobody knew, and they didn't market that correctly, and nobody still really know. If you go ask someone on the street, right, if they know what an Xbox is, they're gonna know what you're talking about, right?
Right.
If you say the Wii U, they'll be like, "Oh, the Wii controller thing." I bet you most people would say that, or if they've heard of it at all.
Right. Well, and that was hilarious because the Wii before it came out, I guess they promoted on Jimmy Fallon's late night show, and even he was like, "It's a new controller for the Wii."
Yeah.
On national television,
So
I remember, the YouTube clip. They played it over and over.
So then we have this thing coming out next week, and just proving that Nintendo, as you said, very traditional, very old school, a bunch of old men clearly running this company because
old men that have never seen a Gabe.
The only times that I've seen videos claimed on YouTube, gaming videos, has been by mistake. I remember a few months ago, Tetra Ninja had all his Capcom videos claimed, but it was actually a mistake. They didn't mean to do it. So Nintendo is claiming all ad revenue on these Let's Plays because apparently they don't want free advertising and people to buy.
And they need money.
The thing is, they're not even. They're trying to make it off for the community. That's oh no, you guys can totally do this. Just go out and play our games. But they're inserting ads at the beginning and the end of every single video, in addition to any monetization that you might do on your video, and then they're claiming all your ad revenue in addition to it. So they're not just taking your ad revenue; they're trying to generate more of their own on top of the fact.
Yeah. So it's, I hope the Blacklight gets left alone. I doubt it. They're probably just going through the process right now of claiming stuff. But, how short-sighted, and I know, we have two people on here who work for a company that profits from people showing video games online.
Three, Scott's does too.
Yeah, well, Machinima just makes weird videos about spanking women.
But there's a
there was broadband in that video.
There was.
You don't
I
remember
think
that?
there's a right and wrong way to go about this. If they said basically they were like just looking to protect their content or whatever, like kind of a generic
Right.
lawyer excuse, but there's if basically I think they took the nuclear option of here, let's just take we now want all ad revenue on any video that is associated with our IP, but I think that kind of ham-fisted move just means that the people that like are their most rabid fans who are uploading this stuff and trying to make money off it and whatever, those are the only people they're discouraging.
Right.
I don't care if there's less Nintendo content on YouTube because
Right.
I don't really
Yeah,
watch that stuff.
true.
But the people that do care are the people that are constantly buying Nintendo games. And so it's like you're giving up the free advertising that other people are doing for you when people want to check out one of your games. But then I feel like it's just you were in like a mutually beneficial relationship with those content creators who they were making a little bit of money from YouTube, but you're getting your games out there. Like people
Right.
actually know your games. It just seems like why would you want to give that away? Because for a large company like Nintendo, I can guarantee you it's not about the ad revenue.
Right.
It can't be
I was
because
gonna say,
that's
they-
pennies to them.
Yeah.
They can't be
Well, they
hurting
don't
that
have any
bad.
money now. They're hurting badly now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
oh,
are.
yeah.
Really
They
bad.
are
Then
really.
I think
they
that
are
makes more
having-
sense.
This
The R&D to develop the Wii U was probably pretty significant. They go into that expecting sales like the original Wii, and they got a fraction of that. Like I would say
yeah.
probably 3% of the Wii of what we sold. That would probably be an accurate estimate, I would think.
Oh yeah. Well, not only that, but and as much as I hate Total Biscuit, I listened to his podcast this week about this exact issue, and he was like, it's really short-sighted because not only will this take away from people freely advertising your game, but it will make things like Let's Plays become so routine and the exact same thing because it's like, well, there's only so many games you can do without getting sued. So it's like, how many Slender Let's Plays do you need to see? How many Isaac Let's Plays do you need to see? Because those guys aren't going to go after people Let's Playing their games. So that just adds to that culture of like fear of playing a game on YouTube.
yeah.
I think,
To
the
give
thing
you
is
an
for-
idea,
Go ahead.
to give you an idea, the month that Wii U launched in North America, the Xbox 360 sold more units
Wow.
than the
that's
Wii U did the month it launched. So
That's rough.
It's bad.
But
It's bad.
I don't like. I really don't think this has anything to do with poor Wii U sales. I really don't, because this is not. It's not enough money. Like YouTube is not enough of a significant source of income for them to say we're going to do this to try and make up for Wii U sales. I don't
really know
don't
what
think that's
CPM
true.
they're selling those ads at either.
Yeah.
True.
Like those,
But Nintendo is
those
not like Nintendo is not in the advertising business. They're in the business of selling hardware and selling games.
They're not very good at
It's not
that.
selling.
Yeah. So I have a question here, and I was speculating this with a couple dudes at work. Where does Nintendo go after the Wii U? Like, is this Sega all over again, where Sega just quit after what was it? The Dreamcast was the last
Dreamcast,
system, and
yeah.
then they just got out, pretty much, and then they even licensed out Sonic to other people and shit. So I mean, I don't see Nintendo recovering anytime soon, especially when clearly, although Nintendo has never licensed anything to anyone, they never let anyone do anything with like Mario.
That's
and
not
shit
true
like that.
either. Like they licensed stuff to like Capcom's made Zelda games.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
Sonic's made
very,
Zelda games.
very rare. But like Mario, are they gonna let Mario? Like, I mean,
Honestly, I'd prefer if they just became a software company. Like, let me play Mario on my Android.
because it's clear who the two big guns are in that console market. I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
very clear. Nintendo,
And they're one of those is still a dominant company there too. I mean, Microsoft is definitely has been outdoing Sony for the last two
Yeah.
generations.
Yeah.
Yep,
I mean, PS2 and I think PS2 definitely sold more copies than Xbox. but I
best selling
don't think,
console ever. Yeah.
yeah, I don't think 360 and PS3 were even close.
No, no.
Yeah. And I mean, when you see these two big giants rolling out new hardware, and Nintendo the year before rolls out the Wii U, and then it's got to go up against the PS4 and the Xbox I have a feeling they'll be going software
Well,
only.
they should bow out.
Yeah,
They
of the
should.
hardware
Well,
war.
unless they
Yeah.
can bring something that's comparable and better than exactly what they did with the Wii U, there's no point. They're just throwing money away again.
Not
More
only that-
Xboxes sold when the Wii U came out than the actual Wii U. That's pretty.
It's a clear.
That's a
sign.
pretty telling tale that you probably should knock that off. I'm just saying.
I think it's just an interesting look. It's interesting to look at Nintendo with like this most recent move, but then you look at Sony and most likely Microsoft like trying to build in features to do streaming and to to enable content creation, whereas Nintendo has effectively just told people we don't want you creating content around our games, whereas the other two companies are taking the exact opposite direction.
Oh,
so it's
absolutely.
I think it's pretty clear which direction is going to win out.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, if you want to look at from a Wii U standpoint, when you have at your original E3 presentation where you reveal your console, a partner, for as much as we give EA shit, they make a lot of games and they have a lot of publishers.
They publish a lot of games.
They publish a lot of games. So this week they also announced we're not in any way developing further Wii U content. Like, that's a pretty big blow for the Wii U.
It's essentially too shitty, and like the sales aren't enough. Like,
yeah,
the hardware isn't good enough. Like,
because I mean, even as much as I don't like EA, I'm still playing EA's games because EA has a lot of good teams underneath their belt.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. This is our little discussion of Nintendo's further blunders as they just keep racking them up, one after the other.
And ending note on that, it was also interesting. Notch posted on that Reddit thread that blew up about it that Machinima/YouTube offered to pay them royalties on Minecraft content, and he was saying on Twitter that was pretty tempting, but we didn't do it.
Yeah.
And so if Notch disagrees with what you did, you probably made the wrong move.
So moving on to our new releases for this week, which will finish out the news here. Resident Evil Revelations, which is not the game that I thought it was, and I'm now a little more intrigued by it. It was a 3DS game, I guess, bridging the story between Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 5. And it's going to be like, I think on Xbox Live Arcade. I don't even think it's a disc. So it might be like a $30 title. But it comes out this week, so if you're into Resident Evil, you might want to check that out. And also Call of Juarez's sequel, Gunslinger, comes out on Wednesday. So that is it for this week, actually, for new releases. But so that Revelations port, though, people might be interested in. I had that for some reason in my head being Resident Evil 6, which is a horrible piece of shit, but it's not. So, all right, guys, we're gonna run a 2-minute commercial break and come back with your Twitter questions. There we go.
Were you trolling, Scott?
What? Me? No, troll about Notch? No, dude. I love Notch. He's the best. What are you talking about?
Scott's just sick of
I
his
still
Twitter.
can't tell.
Scott's thing.
No, people think I hate Notch because I talked about I don't like his high and mighty attitude that he a lot of times displays. I don't think that I was just kidding about that quote. I think he's right. I think that's good intel.
After following him on Twitter, I don't feel like he is that high and mighty.
He
I
used
feel
to
like
be.
for the-
on
I think you missed the.
You've
the
missed
phase.
a couple. There was a couple. He's just getting a little too big for his britches. It was like he was just coming in and Harold, he would come in and people would just literally throw themselves onto his cock without protection. And
that's
the entire internet.
It's kind of amazing he's been able to stay as grounded as he has with the kind of rabid. Think about
totally.
Captain Sparkle's fan base, except you're the maker of Minecraft instead of just a YouTuber.
No,
God.
don't ever look.
You don't think somebody has a book about Notch that just talks about how great he is?
Yeah.
Probably
It
not.
was
Fan
Probably more
fiction.
than one.
no. My whole issue was this. This was a while ago. Why am I bringing this up? But he did a thing where it was like a Reddit post, and he posted on Twitter. This ad company asked him if they could advertise their one of their products or something, either on his website or in the game, and he sent back this this like really snarky like "fuck you" basically, and then posted it, on his Twitter, and it was just kind of like oh, come off it, man. Like it was just one of those things that was like I think it was way over the top, and it was like way an overreaction. But the internet heralded him as like some hero, and really like it was like some poor person just was asking him to try to make something off of Minecraft because of its success. It was like because clearly they didn't realize like how big Minecraft was, so it was some dude who like sent him like an email that wasn't that well worded, and it was like it was just like
we
people
get
just
the same
freaked the fuck
emails to let you know.
Totally. So it was
same
just
ones
like
that
that little
Dude,
picture right
stinky
there
board. Stinky
was
board.
like, come on, man.
No, they
Just
could
let
type.
Notch still has to get his Reddit karma. Okay, so sometimes
true.
things like that are gonna
He does.
happen.
He's so normal that he still cares about that.
Yeah.
He does the things he does for the Reddit karma.
True.
Did you guys watch the Minecraft documentary, by the way?
I haven't
Yeah.
yet. I need
Oh yeah,
to.
really good. I enjoyed it a lot.
God. Okay. Well,
Sorry, dude.
we differ.
I also
I thought
really
I
enjoyed that
thought
game.
they were some of the most uninteresting people I've ever observed on camera, like painfully so.
Well, I mean, you can tell. Maybe that's
think
why
their
I liked it.
story's- I think their story's awesome, but I was like, oh my God, please, for the love of Christ, someone do something. Throw some coffee on a keyboard or something. I need some action.
That might be why I liked it, because it was just like normal people making video games.
Yep.
I feel like Nick Fent right now. I'm hating on
Yeah, I
everything.
mean, because Notch is a really normal guy. Just, yeah, you guys want to come to my party? Skrillex is here. It's fine.
That's a Thursday for me, John. I don't know what
It's
you're
fine.
talking
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All right, on to the Twitter
Well, he's
questions.
definitely not Phil Fish, so we can thank God for that.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's
that
true.
guy.
All
You
right,
guys are
at,
assholes. Phil Fish is the best.
Said no one ever.
at Heracross asks, I've restarted with Skyrim mods recently. God help your soul. That's a lot of time and effort. So my question is, which mod is your favorite on any game?
E.T. Pro.
Wow.
ET Pro is a good selection. Hidden is another good selection for
Yeah,
me.
it's real good.
Call of Duty 4 Pro mod.
COD 4 Pro mod as an
Quake 3,
excellent mod.
Quake 3 CPMA.
God, you're bringing it up. DayZ is another really good one.
Yeah.
I would say DS Fix for Dark Souls, but it doesn't fucking do anything for me. So.
Alter IWNet.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm actually playing 4 Delta 1 right
1.
now. So
What am I talking about? Counter Strike on Half-Life. Half-Life
Team
2.
Fortress.
Counter-Strike, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, someone said Dota. That's a pretty influential mod. Not my favorite, obviously. But,
Does anyone remember the Warcraft mod for CS with all the like leveling up and different
Yeah, I
powers?
used to accidentally get in those servers and be like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah,
I'd like go away to get a drink, and I come back, and there's like warlocks firing. Like,
I've been playing Counter-Strike since like 1.4, and I still have no idea how to play the Warcraft mod.
Me too.
I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, it's so confusing. I don't have enough of imagination to make that fun. I'm sorry. I just I guess some have like full skins and stuff like that. Like, but yeah, I don't know.
I have to say my most favorite mod would be TF2 Wear.
It's fun.
that's a good one.
Your most recent favorite mod is Just Cause 2 MP.
Well, Just
yeah.
Cause 2 multiplayer.
That's my
God
favorite.
damn, that's like a whole game.
It's just a
like,
game, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a fucking game. Although I have heard from Fat Attack and other people that I should just get a bunch of Just Cause 2 mods and play the game just modded to fuck. Because I've heard like Endless Grapple and like other mods are really, really fun. Like you can get a grapple that never breaks and a grapple that's like miles long, so you can just grapple across the map literally. So I need to try that out sometime. But what if I told you Counter-Strike was a game? That's
I also really liked that Star Wars COD 4 mod.
Oh, that was a
That's
great
a-
one until that guy got sued. That was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's how good it was. He got sued.
Better than any Star Wars game Lucas did.
All right. At Hobo for Rizzle asks, if each member of KBMOD was a god from Smite, which one would you be and why? I fucking don't like MOBAs, dude. I'm not answering this question.
I'd be
I
Ebo.
don't know Smite gods, so I'll do all that. But maybe these guys, these Smiters.
This would have been a better question if Nick Fenton was here.
Because he plays Smite. Yeah.
I feel like Scott would be Vulcan.
Well, I'm sculpted like a Greek god, so I'll have to go with Zeus.
I would be Cupid because Cupid wears a diaper and I could poop my pants.
Whatever the drunk god
Hercules,
is,
there you go.
I'll take that one.
Oh yeah, you'd be what's his face?
You'd definitely be Bacchus.
Bacchus, yeah. I'll take that one. Hex is Ymir
Wow, dude, rough.
Hex is the cacodemon Ymir skin.
Wow. I
don't even know what that means. Any of that means, but
So you will know this next question though, and you might want to consult with Rishi on this next one. At Ofenlicht, our old friend Ofenlicht, he hasn't asked a question in months.
What a bro.
How do I find a nice pair of size 13.5 sneakers?
Oh, jeez.
I don't even know
two
what
pairs
this
of
is a
7s,
reference
you
of.
cut them in half and split. Yep.
That's a really good plan.
Damn. Wow. Well played.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'd have to get Rishi in here, but I think in general, finding a good pair of shoes is about feeling, really. You know it when you see it. Rishi is one of those people that just has a certain sense of style, and basically the way you define style is if they're over $400, they're probably worth putting on your feet. So, the more expensive they are, the better you go.
Oh, man. God. Next question. I took this question to mean something different than maybe other people did, but Bone Doctor asks, what game are you most worried about this year, such as Dark Souls 2 or any sequels was your biggest concern? What I took this to mean actually is what game do you think is going to be hardest and make you rage? But it could also be like, what game do you think has the most chance to fail?
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
like-
think.
That's the way I read that.
All right, we'll
Yeah,
go with that one
PS4.
then.
I would say that, like, fail or disappoint you.
Yeah. What'd you say, John?
BF4. I kind of agree with Chezz too, though, on the DayZ standalone.
Yeah, it
Mm.
could be
Fair.
could be awful if they don't. Yeah.
I'm not that worried about DayZ standalone, just because like it's not going to be worse than DayZ was in terms of bugs and all that. I really feel like they can only make that game better because most of the issues were like technical bugs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really concerned about the new Call of Duty. I hope it lives up to the last iteration.
I'm going to kill you.
Let me talk about the new Call of Duty really quickly because we've completely ignored it. The rumor has it's on a whole new engine. As in, like, abandoning
Bullshit.
Quake.
I believe
But
it when I see it.
I just don't see that happening. If that happens, my interest is peaked much more.
Yeah, then I'm way more interested.
It's coming out in the current
has
version
felt,
of 1.6.
the game has felt
manufactured.
basically the same as far as the movement and kind of the shooting.
But that's
since
not a
COD
bad
4.
thing. That's
No,
not a
it's
bad
not a
thing.
bad thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They cannot risk messing with that formula.
Yeah,
No way.
That's true.
Someone in chat points out Watch Dogs.
Well,
I do agree with that.
That's my most anticipated game, and therefore, for me,
Most
that is the game that could
certain, yeah.
disappoint me the most. Because what if that gameplay, like, which looks really cool, gets super repetitive,
Super
like to the
dull,
point
right,
where
yeah.
you don't want to do it, or like, you know, because sometimes you can go into games like that where there's a million ways, like Dishonored. I heard people say with Dishonored, they were like, well, in the beginning I tried all the different ways to, like, get through rooms, and then by the end I was just, like, you know, doing this one thing. So, I don't know. We'll see.
I gotta say, Elder Scrolls Online,
Yeah, that's a good one,
could
too.
go
because
one
I
way or
want it
another.
to be good, but I feel like we've had so many games come out, so many MMOs come out since WoW, where we've been like, oh, this is gonna be so good. This is gonna be what gets people off WoW. I remember
it's
that was
popular.
like Age of Conan. It was the Old Republic. Like we've had so many games, and I feel like Elder Scrolls kind of feels like that again. But it could easily just be another one in the long line of MMOs that just
Yeah.
kind of ends up fizzling out.
Yep.
See, for me, I still say it's my simultaneous most anticipated and most worried about is Isaac Rebirth.
I could be with you there.
I love that original game so much, like almost
Yep.
100 hours into that game, and I'm excited to see what they do with it. But
He
man,
says almost 100 hours into the game. I love it so much.
I
100
know
hours.
you have I only have 130 hours into TF2, so you and I play things on a different scale. But like Rebirth could either be amazing or it could ruin the original game.
That's true. It could completely piss off that hardcore fan base. On the other hand, so
Because they want to fix things and they want to
I
change
don't
the
want
soul
you to
heart
fix
glitch.
things.
Like,
Yeah,
that,
I want my
that's-
hearts to go off the screen.
Yep. So that worries me. That it could
Yeah.
either be amazing or it could ruin the game for me.
So next question is specifically for Brandon.
It's a good one, too.
The system code asks, Brandon, when was the first time you realized you were the master race?
How old were you?
What were you doing at the moment that it hit you?
Yeah,
You were
that it
eating your
hit
cereal and you looked in the mirror and then bam, it
You're
hit
like,
you.
wow, I am,
There I am.
superior. Is that, when
I was
did-
sitting at home before leaving for school,
Okay.
reading the backs of the box of Sugar Smacks.
Sugar smacks.
He knows. He can see the moment in his mind as if it were a picture that's in front of it.
Oh
And I looked at the time, and I knew I was gonna have to leave in the next couple minutes. My mom was already in the car. I got in the car, I closed the door. It was literally that moment. I was
When
like,
that door
what?
hit.
What
As
about the
what
door
just
made you realize it? Was there like the sound or?
I mean, that's the thing is you don't really know, right? You just you only know when you reflect upon it years later that's when it happened.
When he
but at
dies,
the time,
he'll
you
see
don't
it
even
clearly
understand
again.
It's
Yeah.
like the equivalent of asking Jesus into your heart. It's like it's hard to explain, but once you've done it, you know.
This
So,
is the comparison we're making now.
I
Okay.
understand it. I get it. I get
All
it.
right.
Good answer.
Moving on. Yes. At Ghost Syndicate asks, if you could move any game or series to any other genre, Elder Scrolls becoming an MMO, for example, which game and genre? I take this to mean like Call of Duty RPG, which is dumb sounding, but that was my example.
Lego Harry Potter MMO.
All right.
In
Any Harry
I will
Potter
buy
MMO.
one.
Please. Please.
You want it so bad. You want to be a wizard, John.
I am a fucking wizard.
I think this answer for
John's
me is
dying
basically
over it.
any game that I love turned into an MMO. Why not?
There you go.
Bad Company 2 MMO.
Enemy Territory.
Enemy
MMO.
Territory MMO. Counter-Strike MMO.
Counter-Strike MMO.
Counter-Strike MMO
They
is
already do that, don't
fantastic.
they? And like,
That's like a 64-man Dust
Korea.
2 server, essentially.
Yeah.
That's
man, any
called
game.
Planet Side.
I would have. All right, this isn't this isn't a new genre, but Blacklight Attack Blacklight Attack was talking about it on Twitter, and I was like, I totally agree with this. I'm not the biggest like Zelda nerd or anything. I like the Zelda games. I'm not super into them though. I want a Zelda game starring Zelda,
Yeah,
not
I would
Link.
do that.
I want a Zelda game about Zelda, or a Zelda MMO. That'd be pretty legit too.
Well, God, why am I blanking on the name of this game? This just came to me, but it'd be cool to have a first-person version of what was that Xbox Live download?
All right, your
download.
answer's already wrong.
No. Listen, it was an indie game, the beautiful one where you're like it's like dark. It's
Journey
Not
on
Journey.
PS3.
That's PS3.
fuck.
Oh,
I can't think of
Minecraft.
it. It's black and white though. It's like you're a little boy.
Limbo.
Yeah,
First
yeah,
person
Limbo's-
Limbo. That because
that
I
would be
those
horrifying.
environments, Like
That
yeah,
would
it
be
would be
horrifying.
terrifying. And it would kind of be like Mirror's Edge with like the climbing and platforming elements, but it's just like super dark and I don't know.
and you're helpless and being killed
You're
by
totally
things
helpless.
around you.
No way.
Scott loves
That's
spooky
fair.
games.
I would say I would like to play Mirror's Edge in third person because the first person game made me so motion sick that I could not finish it.
I just
That's
wanna
'cause
do
you're
Mirror's
90.
Edge. That'd be
Apparently
nice.
it is. Like I know like 3 people total who could not play that game and I was one of them and I really enjoyed it. Like
No, I can see why then.
Yeah,
that game was
yeah.
a lot of fun and it was an excellent game and the graphics were great, but like man, it just made me so sick to play.
Actually, legitimately, my answer will probably be an MMO set in the Grand Theft Auto universe.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
That would be my
correctly.
actual
For one.
answer.
That'd be pretty
Definitely.
cool.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed MMO, QT Man in the chat also good answer.
Good answer.
I love how none of us brought up for games that we might disappoint us though. That Grand Theft Auto, the new Grand Theft Auto, because
Ooh.
none of us are concerned. Like I
Yeah,
was
like
like,
I have not.
it's gonna be
no
fucking awesome.
excitement for it though. Like I don't
Until
know.
they officially confirm a PC version, I don't care.
I was gonna say I don't consider that a PC release yet.
I don't care what it's on. I'm playing it. So
4
I'm not
was
gonna
pretty
wait.
disappointing to me. So
really,
yeah.
Oh.
3 is the pinnacle of that series for me. 3 and its spin-offs.
Vice City, in my opinion, best GTA game.
So, all right, last Twitter question at Cloakwork, aka K9 Hadouken, changing his name all over the social medias.
Why? Is there a reason for that,
I
or
don't know.
He's probably wanted or has some warrants.
Yeah,
for his
there's
arrest,
some
and
weird
he's
shady shit
gotta
going
change
on.
his identity.
Yeah, I can see that.
He is an enemy of the state.
Having met him, I actually believe that probably is the case. He needs to clear his name.
Yeah.
Just clear it out.
What animal best represents your fighting style?
Sloth.
I'm gonna go with kangaroo.
The manatee.
The manatee.
What a good answer.
I just gotta float there and let you run into me with your boat.
Manatee.
Nature's buoy.
Slim Incognito, the Snorlax, that's a good one.
Snorlax. Fighting style. Let's see. Well, what
Well,
animal
kangaroo
like
for
can
sure.
take a lot of shit for a long time, and then when they blow up, it's like, oh shit. I don't know.
Voltorb?
Because
Honey badger?
maybe a honey badger. Yeah.
They
Because I don't get like I don't really. It takes a ton to get me mad and press me to physical violence. But once that button's pressed, I don't know what has happened, and you just end up finding body parts in your freezer like the next morning after you wake up in bed.
Wow, this Do You Even Lift Bro kangaroo has appeared in the document.
Kangaroo. A wasp.
Yeah, raccoon for Blacklight Attack, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Crocodile. Someone said a black man. That's
Joe
that's
Swanson.
interesting.
Blue-footed
Okay,
movie.
podcast over.
Considering that is extremely racist, he should
I'm changing my answer to
Listen.
Sheldor. Going with
You would
Sheldor.
use
Offspring, huh?
hurl bazingas at your
Bazinga! That's
enemies.
it. That's all.
All right, guys. On that bazinga note, we will end for tonight. So make sure to check us out on all our social media below the stream right now. Facebook.com/KBMOD, Twitter.com/KBMODgaming, and YouTube.com/KBMODgaming. Also, check out the website and forums, please. We are active on there. We did have some downtime this weekend. Apologies for that, but
And
we
our
got that
IRC
all
channel.
fixed up. Yes,
FindingChezz.com
definitely. Yeah, check out findingchezz.com during Chezz's trip. Check out our IRC channel. We have that going all the time. Good turnout in there most of the time. We will have a guide going up on IRC soon, because people have some privacy concerns and things about that, but we will have a guide up for that soon. Also, check out our merchandise, kbmod.com/merch, and get a Nick Fenton shirt that I'm wearing
Definitely.
wonderfully right now.
Let's get a Chezz shirt.
And if you listen to the podcast or subscribe to it on iTunes, please be sure to give it a rating, even if it is
Or
one
even if you
star,
just
but
watch the
hopefully
stream
5.
and you have an
Yeah.
iPhone or iTunes, or
Yeah.
if you like this,
So,
rate it on iTunes, because a lot of people,
yes, it does make a difference, actually.
it does make a difference.
People find it if you rate
Becomes more discoverable, and then we
Yes.
get more retweets, and then more viewers, and then more listeners on it. It's just I can't explain it, but it works.
and in turn more money essentially when
Yes.
we run ads. So
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, Ad Rev.
Yep.
All right, guys, that is it. We will see you next week with episode 94. I will be live tomorrow night. Hopefully with Neverwinter, if the servers are back up. Maybe with WoW. We'll see which way we go. But we will post the stream schedule tomorrow. Hopefully build guides this week as well. We will see.
is
And,
anyone post streaming on this channel tonight?
I'm not, because the
I could
penguins...
do a Bad Company 2 post show.
You can if you want, but I must leave. So...
Is that game still going on?
Yes,
Is
it's
it-
double overtime.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch the
Jesus.
game right now.
So, all right, guys, thank you so much for coming out, and we will see you next week.
See you
Later,
guys.
bros.